You know, the story of Naruto Uzumaki begins with just absolute tragedy. I mean, imagine a boy who was hated before he could even speak. A child forced to carry this terrifying, literally earth-shattering burden that was never, ever his choice. For years, the people of the Hidden Leaf Village looked at him with sheer fear, disgust, and suspicion. They just saw a monster, but they completely missed the hero hidden right beneath the surface. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack how the most rejected, isolated child in the entire shinobi world somehow became the man who united a whole generation. Okay, let's dive right into this incredible journey.
So right off the bat, it really begs the question, how exactly does a monster become a savior? How does someone who is entirely shunned by his own society turn around and become its most revered protector? To really understand Naruto's monumental rise to legendary status, we have to go back and understand the nightmare that started it all.
He was a Jinchuki. On the night of October 10th, years before Naruto even really had a chance to live, this terrifying beast known as the Nine-Tailed Fox just absolutely devastated the Hidden Leaf Village. We're talking catastrophic destruction. And to save everyone, the fourth Hokage sacrificed his own life using a forbidden technique to seal the beast right into his newborn son. Now, Naruto inherited immense power, sure, but he also inherited the blinding, visceral hatred and fear of an entire village.
Section 1. The boy everyone hated. Growing up, Naruto faced complete isolation. He was entirely alone. No parents, no friends, zero respect. The third Hokage actually forbade anyone from even mentioning the Nine-Tails, hoping to spare him. But, the younger generation just emulated their parents' blind hatred anyway. Craving just a tiny bit of acknowledgement, Naruto became a massive troublemaker. He'd pull all these ridiculous pranks just so someone, anyone, would look at him. Yet, despite all the disgust thrown his way, he developed this totally impossible dream. He declared, against all odds, that he would become Hokage, the village's ultimate leader, and essentially force everyone to acknowledge him.
Section 2. Forging Bonds. Team 7.
Naruto's actual journey to recognition really kicked off when he finally graduated and began his explosive growth. At age 12, he was the ultimate problem child. He failed the academy exams 3 separate times. But by 13, he managed to become a genin placed on Team 7 under the elite, albeit laid-back, leadership of Kakashi Hatake. Through some incredibly dangerous, life-threatening missions, he started building these profound bonds alongside his teammates, Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha. And jump to 15, he's off training with the legendary son in Jiraiya, growing from an inept prankster into a genuinely highly capable shinobi.
But listen, we really can't talk about Naruto without talking about Sasuke. Their paths were just completely, fundamentally opposed. Naruto sought connection, right? He aimed to protect his precious bonds. Sasuke's path, which was so deeply darkened by the trauma of his past, was all about seeking revenge, accumulating power, and essentially isolating himself from everyone. What started as this kind of one-sided rivalry slowly blossomed into a profound yet incredibly fragile brotherhood.
Section 3. Rising from the pain. And that fragile brotherhood absolutely shatters when Sasuke abandons the Hidden Leaf in his quest for power. For Naruto, this felt exactly like losing a blood brother. I will do anything to protect that bond. This wasn't just a throwaway line. This was literally his defining vow. He promised a tearful Sakura that he would bring Sasuke back. It became a singular promise that shaped years of his grueling training. He simply, flat out, refused to let his friend drown in darkness. Now, while Naruto was out chasing his friend, a highly dangerous organization known as the Akatsuki came specifically for him. Their leader, Pain, launched a devastating assault on the Hidden Leaf. The stakes literally couldn't be higher here. The village was completely devastated, hope was seemingly gone, and tragically, Naruto learned his beloved master, Jiraiya, was killed in action. It's a crushing blow. But just when all seemed lost, Naruto returned to the battlefield with perfectly mastered Sage Mode.
He stepped up and defeated Pain in what is easily one of the most legendary battles in shinobi history. And what happened next changed his life forever. The exact same village that once looked at him with sheer terror finally cheered his name. From outcast to hero. The utter, suffocating silence of his childhood was permanently replaced by the roaring, heartfelt cheers of his people.
Section 4. Taming the Demon Fox.
So, with the looming, catastrophic threat of the Fourth Shinobi World War, Naruto knew his Sage Mode just wouldn't cut it. He desperately needed to control the actual beast sealed inside him. First, he had to confront Dark Naruto at the Falls of Truth, essentially embracing the personification of his own hidden hatred toward the villagers who had rejected him all those years. Second, he literally battled the Nine Tails to claim its immense chakra. But it was the next steps that truly changed history. Naruto realized the beast had spent centuries trapped in hatred, just like he was. He learned the fox's true name, Kurama, and instead of using him as a mere weapon, Naruto offered true friendship and compassion, a total game changer.
Section 5. The Final Rivalry. The Fourth Shinobi World War absolutely tore the continent apart, but it pushed Naruto's power to heights no one could have imagined. At 16, he attained perfect Sage Mode. By 17, with Kurama's full cooperation, he unlocked the glowing, immensely powerful Nine Tails Chakra Mode. And as the war reached its absolute climax, he achieved Six Paths Sage Mode. Entering that battlefield, he inspired tens of thousands of shinobis, facing literal gods among men and carrying the hopes of the entire ninja world squarely on his shoulders.
So, the world is saved, but there is one final, entirely inevitable confrontation waiting. Naruto versus Sasuke at the Valley of the End. Two best friends, two entirely opposite visions of what a Hokage should be. Sasuke wants to bear the world's hatred all alone in the darkness, while Naruto wants to shoulder the burden together, alongside everyone else.
You see, it wasn't just a physical fight. It was a fundamental clash of ideals over what it actually means to be Hokage. They exchanged relentless, brutal blows until their chakra was just completely drained. Both warriors even lost an arm in the process. But beneath every single punch was a simple, undeniable truth. Neither of them wanted to lose the other. And lying there, bleeding and unable to even move, Sasuke finally, truly acknowledged Naruto. He realized Naruto was the one and only person who never, ever gave up on him.
Section 6. Legend of the Hokage.
The war finally ended, and Sasuke was pardoned, largely thanks to Naruto's lifelong determination to save him. And you know what? The boy everyone hated, the kid who failed his academy exams 3 whole times, finally achieved his impossible dream. He became the 7th Hokage.
But Naruto didn't just save a village. He broke an entire generational cycle of hatred. His greatest power wasn't a fancy jutsu or even Kurama. His ultimate weapon was his endless empathy, the sheer ability to look at his enemies and genuinely understand their pain. He turned his greatest enemies into his strongest allies through a sheer, stubborn refusal to give up on people. So, I want to leave you with this question to chew on today. What cycles of hatred can we break in our own world with enough perseverance and empathy? Naruto Uzumaki started out with absolutely nothing but a curse, yet he used his compassion to reshape the entire world. Think about how we might apply just a fraction of that relentless belief in others to our own everyday lives. It's a pretty fascinating thought, right? Well, thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we dive into another incredible topic.